everyone, it's Kimberly with SeattleLuxeHomes. Every July, I love to head up to Dungeness Island with my family and friends, and we go crabbing because it's one of my favorite things to eat, and it's my desert island food. Getting out there, setting the pots, anticipation of waiting to see how many you caught, and then of course bringing them back in and having a big crab boil and enjoying them. So today I've invited my friend Chef Eric Johnson from Stateside because it's one of my favorite restaurants, but he's also a great expert at foraging seafood and preparing it easy and simple and having parties for his friends and family. So thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Sometimes I even get nervous to buy a live crab. So take us through that process when you go to Pike Market, or even on Queen Anne we have a great fishmonger.
One thing that people don't really realize is that you can actually specify which crab or crabs you like to have and verify that they're going to be full of meat. And so what that involves is asking the fish supplier, fishmonger, to show you the crab, and you just have to squeeze the shell. And if the shell seems flexible, that means it's molted recently and it's less likely to be full of meat. If you can't squeeze the shell very much at all, that means that it's had time to grow into its shell, and so therefore, it'll be more full of meat and better to eat.
All right. So I've got my crabs. I bring them home. How long are they good in the bag or whatever? Like if I go in the morning and I'm having everyone come over at 7 on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's a great question. You have about 4 to 6 hours. You don't want them to die. And even longer than that, what happens is the crabs release some of the toxins from their livers into the meat, and that in theory could make you sick.
Ooh, okay.
So really 4 to 6 hours is about the maximum.
Okay.
Once you have it out of the water.
Okay.
And you want to keep it in the fridge. The Puget Sound is quite cold.
Yep.
And so they prefer colder temperatures, and they'll live longer in the refrigerator.
Okay, so now I've got the crabs at home and I'm ready to cook them. Are you a man of cooking them whole or cleaning them before?
Well, I think there's no right or wrong way. I happen to like the flavor that the innards impart to the rest of the meat when you cook the crab whole. But many people prefer what they feel is a cleaner flavor. So then they break the crab down before cooking it. And as a matter of fact, many places that sell crab will do that process for you.
For you.
So we can show both ways today, and then people can choose whatever they like the best.
That sounds great. I'm with you. I think the flavor of all the not so beautiful parts make it actually really beautiful. So, okay, let's get to it.
So Dungeness crabs aren't the strongest crabs to start out with, and there is a trick to holding them if they don't have rubber bands. If you hold them all the way back on the carapace, they actually are not able to reach down to bite your finger. So you can handle them safely like this.
Okay, great.
And so then we'll cook one whole, but just to show everyone how it's done, you hold all the legs and one claw on one side, and you just rip up the carapace.
Okay.
Then you squeeze up from both sides and pull back. Then we'll take a spoon and scrape off the gills, and then, if you like, rinse the guts out from the interior of the crab. So we'll leave the other one whole. They both go into very quickly boiling salted water that just tastes like the ocean,
Okay.
the Hood Canal. So we're cooking the whole crab for 12 minutes. It's been 4 minutes. These small pieces will only need 8, so we're putting them in, and we'll take everything out together.
Wow, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Eric, for showing us how we can do this at home.
Thanks for having me. Now it feels like summer.
It absolutely does. So head on over to SeattleLuxeHomes.com for the full video and recipe. And while you're there, check out some beautiful homes where you could be having your next crab boil. Thank you, and cheers.